Orbs. I want to give my take on orbs. White glowing orbs and how they relate to the UAP experience and perhaps our past and current reality. You see, recently on the Backyard Professor YouTube channel, Colonel John B. Alexander shared some fascinating insights about Chris Bledsoe, a well-known figure in the UFO and paranormal community. And by the way, I met John Alexander in Bucks County, Pennsylvania back in 2013. According to the Colonel, Chris has been having continuous interactions with glowing orbs, which he believes involves some form of telepathic communication. And actually, that's not new. Chris Bledsoe is quite known, so is his son. The Colonel mentioned that on the TV show Beyond Skinwalker Ranch, they conducted an experiment with Chris using an EEG helmet to measure his brain activity. EEG, that's electroencephalogram, is a painless test that measures the electrical activity of the brain. They use diodes and stuff. Anyway, during the experiment, Chris was outside pointing at orbs that were moving around. And as they photographed these orbs, they observed significant shifts in his brain waves, something that completely amazed the researchers. And there was something else that was mentioned in the Sean Ryan podcast. It was being reviewed by the Backyard Professor that Alexander said. The Colonel said that not everybody could see them. Some people could, some people couldn't. He also revealed that Chris's claims to interact with these orbs are almost daily, saying he can call them, and they respond by appearing. So this ongoing connection raises intriguing questions about the nature of the phenomena of orbs. It's funny because orbs tend to cross from the ufological world into the paranormal world and technically into something else, which I'm going to tell you about. So what is my take on the white orbs? Well, there seems to be a strong connection to a religious context. For example, early biblical depictions of angels often show them as white glowing orbs. Diana Pasulka, a religious studies professor and author, she often delves into the topic extensively through her work and her many podcast appearances. In her book, American Cosmic, UFOs, Religion to Technology, she explores the possibility that UFO events represent a new form of spirituality and that the experiences people have with the UFOs are transformative. So, could UAPs with orb-like shapes be the same phenomena documented throughout history, even in biblical times? Is it possible that NHI, non-human intelligences, are what ancient accounts described as angelic or demonic beings? These are just my thoughts, but it's certainly worth exploring further. As someone who was raised Catholic, I'm often asked at UFO conferences, what is the stance of the church, the Catholic Church, on UFOs and aliens? Well, the Catholic Church doesn't have an official position on UFOs, per se. However, when Pope Francis was asked about the subject, he responded, I think that we should stick to what the scientists tell us, still aware that the Creator is infinitely greater than our knowledge. I find this response to be quite telling, as it seems to suggest that Pope Francis and perhaps the church as a whole believes that we are not alone. For instance, if we turn to the Bible, it reveals the existence of extraterrestrial life, but not in the way many people think. While the Bible doesn't mention aliens living on faraway planets, it does in Ephesians 6:12 speak of cosmic powers over this present darkness and spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places. So think about it. The phrase cosmic powers over this present darkness could refer to entities or forces that operate beyond human comprehension and influence. This might parallel the concept of extraterrestrial or interdimensional beings. If so, it's possible they wield advanced knowledge or power, operating in secret or influencing events on Earth, maybe. The term spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places, that could suggest malevolent entities. Could these be the demiurge or archons mentioned in the Nag Hammadi codices, writings left by the Gnostics? When I think of the archons and the demiurge, I often recall the idea that these could be ultra-terrestrial entities, as described in John A. Keel's book, The Eighth Tower, on ultra-terrestrials and on the super-spectrum. These beings may exist alongside us, but outside of our visible spectrum. Perhaps the UAP craft we see are them momentarily appearing within our visible spectrum for reasons we don't yet understand. Whatever these phenomena are, the concern is evident, not just from the church, but also from governments, as demonstrated by the recent congressional hearings. I believe the pressing question is, are these NHI and UAP interacting with humanity, and if so, for what purpose? At this year's Move On International Symposium where I spoke, I was asked, do you believe in God if you also believe in UFOs and aliens? And what are your thoughts on spiritual protection? Yes, I believe in God, but my approach to spirituality is more universal than strictly religious. I see the universe as a responsive entity, one that listens and reflects our thoughts back to us. I firmly and truly believe that thoughts become things. Just check out The Secret from Rhonda Byrne. But if our religious texts are filled with examples of past peoples believing that white orbs were angels or demons, and if passages like those in Ephesians could be interpreted as describing NHI or UAP, then perhaps it's okay to believe in both. As for spiritual protection, I believe it comes from the energy that we project. So I choose to send out messages focused on positive intentions. We all should. If you can, please subscribe to the channel. This is my brand new podcast, Strange Radio Central. And also have a look at the website, UFO Currents. I also have another website called Ghost Hunter Apps. Ghost Hunter Apps is really cool. I write paranormal software. I write books for the ufological circle. So if you can, please check out my work. Strange Lights Publishing is my publishing company where you can find all of my books, the Modern UFO UAP Researcher's Handbook, UFO Highway 2.0, and UFO Nexus. Again, my name is Anthony Sanchez, and thank you for watching the podcast.